Hi guys, Sanziger Editor here. Overall, this review of the OneAudio's Focus A6 was going to be a positive one. This until I stumbled on something super confusing during editing. While recording the app functions, I noticed that under the active noise cancellation modes, besides the standard transparency mode, there is this weird wind transparency mode. And I've searched on Google all over the place. No clue what wind transparency even means. And when I tested, it didn't feel noticeably different from the regular transparency mode. To be honest, I started to doubting myself. I think it's my problem. Until I switched languages in apps. Whoops, things got stranger. In Chinese, the mode shows as Jianting, which means monitor. And in Japanese, Italian, and others, both modes are labeled identical as a transparency. Well, in case you don't know, I on purpose know a little bit Russian. So in Russian, one's called sounds passing through. The others just showed transparency. In Chinese labeling is the wildest. The monitor and transparency are totally different concepts. I know some of you guys might say it's not a big deal, but to me, adding a samely redundant mode and slapping wildly different labels on encrusted regions, that's frankly suspicious. Anyway, apart from this, the A6 is still a decent product. But if anyone's interested because it might double as a monitoring device, do not trust them. If any OneAudio's staff happen to see this video, here's my advice. Don't promise what you can't deliver. Alright. Let's dive into today's content.
What's going on, guys? Today I'm bringing you the OneAudio's brand new release, the OneAudio Focus A6 ANC headphone. This is OneAudio's latest value for money offering and then upgrades to the A5. I might be the first YouTuber to drop an A6 review, so if you could hit that subscribe button for the early access, that would be awesome. I appreciate it. Now, without further ado, today we will dive deep into what upgrades the A6 brings over the A5 and whether it's worth your cash. Let's start digging. First, let's cover the obvious upgrades. The Focus A6 now packs the Bluetooth 6.0, boosting the battery life by massive 20%, from the A5 75 hours to the 90 hours. Wow, Bluetooth 6.0 theoretically enables more features, but OneAudio, as an early adopter, clearly isn't switching those details. Oh, and they've also added a dual device pairing, rounding out the functionality nicely. But A6 also have some less obvious upgrades, especially ones you wouldn't see just by looking at Amazon's product page. Today, we will break them down one by one. First up, the design. Handling the A6, I've gotta say, was a pleasant surprise. Sadly though, the launch skipped the sweet baby blue color, which I really loved it. But we got this sleeker new design instead. Tired of chunky traditional headbands? Check this out. A thin, steel alloy telescopic slider with no plastic trim. Visually, it feels lighter and slicker, like something out of the space opera, you know? And here's the kicker. This design actually solved the hair pitching issue. See how the slider has no gap? Hair slips through the metal cutouts instead of jamming between the rails and plates. I consider as a severe tier upgrade. And speaking of the lightness, it is lighter actually, down from the 255 gram to 240 gram, roughly 1x weight. Speaking of egg in fried rice, that's a scam. But here, totally justified. And I also noticed the A6 likely use a 5 mic array, off from the A5's humble 2 mic setup, which is 4 mics total. Guess we got more holes, hey? Hooray! Alright, the York sweep from metal to the plastic, I consider as a trade-off for the extreme weight cut. Overall, except there's a no blue option this time, the A6 feels younger and fresher. Just for the ending hair torture, 8 out of 10. And come to the comfort-wise, the A6 ear pads are thinner now. A slight laydown since they feel less enveloped than before. But the protein leather is still premium. And the feet, I think, is fine. Not bad, but not grounding breaker. And now, for the major update. The A6 finally supported app control. The app is that simple, no flashy UI, but fully functional. You get preset EQs, customized EQ, ANC trigger, and some oddly non-issue features. I guess OneAudio's engineer must have some soft spots. Overuse alarms, volume warnings, and auto powers off. It just feels like mommy nagging you all day about don't go deaf from the headphones, you know? I gotta admit though, auto power off is clutchy. I mean, how often do you take headphones off and forgot to turn them off and just find them dead later? And don't worry, they will just turn them off by themselves. Yeah, that's mommy always do, right? Now, on to the big question, how does the A6 sound like? I've recorded some tests today to comparing it to the A5. And what you were hearing is the real sound captured via dummy head mics, not one-to-one with actually listening, but the comparison is revealing. Alright, let's put it on. It's a song called Cut You Off by KITZ. Let's try it. Yeah, I can feel the soundstage is wider, obviously. And bass obviously have more bounce. Okay. And vocal is straightforward. That's quite good. That's actually good. Yeah. And listen closely to the guitar. You can feel obviously more detail than the A5, right? Okay, guys. So, what do you think? To my ears, the A6 soundstage is actually improved. The A5 sounded restrained, but A6 added a depth boost, immersion, and atmosphere. Resolution and separation slightly better, still competitive at this price. But the downside though, the bass feels a little bit light. Even the bass boost presets doesn't help much. Tramp is kind of bright this time, but actually fatiguing over time. Oh, I get it. So that's why they care so much about your ears. When you feel a little bit tired, it just pop out. Chill, bro, take a break. The top tier wisdom, right? The default pop mode is already enjoyable, but the app unlocks the way more tuning freedom versus A5. So it's basically the classic case of just buy the new one. Noise cancellation parts, I mean, it works with the music playing, but don't expect Sony level, can't hear people cursing you isolation. Overall, I think ANC is actually a step up from the A5. But at this price, R&D likely wasn't poured into it, so just don't expect more. Here is the verdict. The A6 to me isn't just an upgrade, it's a reimagining. Better looks, smarter comfort, more mics, refined tuning, deep customization, slightly improved ANC, all at same launch price, $69.99. So from this angle, I say the A6 is actually a pretty solid bet for a new buck. It's a really decent entry-level pair of Bluetooth headphones that covers all the basics. And oh, I almost forgot, 90-hour battery life. I use it non-stop for a week without charging. Perfect for travel, I guess. But what do you think? Would you buy it? Let me know down below. Alright, that's it for today's video. If you like this one, please hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe to this channel. That means everything to me. So keep exploring. I see you next time.